The town is under attack by these bat creatures. Raphtalia and Philo takes care of the situation. Now the countdown for the next wave stops, and this worries Naofumi. He and the other heroes are called upon by Queen Morelia. She tells them that the spirit tortoise has awakened, and it is causing havoc over territories. The heroes are hesitant to help her and leaves, except for Naofumi. He listens to what she had to say. Rishia wanted to join Itsuki, but he does not accept her, knowing she is too weak. Now Raphtalia suggests her to become Naofumi's slave so she can grow powerful, though she wasn't sure about this idea at first. She ends up becoming his slave. The shield hero and the rest journey towards the spirit tortoise kingdom. Vittoria communicates with Philo, reminding Naofumi about the hero's fate if they choose not to work together. Upon reaching the kingdom, they overhear a rumor that the three heroes were supposedly killed by the spirit tortoise. But they were soon able to confirm with Vittoria that the heroes are still alive. The people are attacked by a swarm of spirit tortoise's familiars. Raphtalia and Philo fight back. Naofumi was able to stop most of them, but then he gets surrounded, forcing him to use the Wrath Shield, taking down every one of the monsters. Now this hooded woman approaches, begging him to take her life, and she disappears right in front of them. He joins in the meeting with the queen and the generals of the surrounding nations to discuss how to deal with the spirit tortoise. The 7-star heroes are far away, and it's highly unlikely that they will make it. The hooded woman enters the room. She introduces herself to the shield hero, that she is called Ost Hoarai, a familiar of the spirit tortoise. She reveals her plan, which was to get immersed into society, use deception, and collect souls for the spirit tortoise, which it can use to block the waves from appearing. However, if the familiars fail to collect the souls, the seal on the spirit tortoise itself would be broken, and it will gather the soul all at once by itself, causing destruction all over. But now, someone has broken the seal, causing the spirit tortoise to act out. And of course, this is not a conscious choice made by the spirit tortoise, but the one who broke the seal is controlling it. They march towards its location. The spirit tortoise awakens. The familiars flew toward them to attack, but Naofumi uses his shield to repel them away, but then the familiars started coming up from the ground. Now, Ost used her power of gravity to take down the monsters. The army charged towards the tortoise, and they kept aiming at its legs, stopping it. Ost warns them that the tortoise is still dangerous, even when it stops moving, as it is capable of long-range assault. They lost a lot of soldiers in the attack, and now have to move on to the next phase of attack plan to take down the spirit tortoise. They started incantation for multi-caster ritual magic. Naofumi and others uses this opportunity to attack the tortoise. Raphtalia and Philo delivers the final blow, cutting off its head. But Ost is still there, which means they are not done with the spirit tortoise. That night, they decide to climb onto the tortoise's back, find its weak spot, and finish it off before it come back to life. Later, they found a massacred village on its back. There was also a shrine of the spirit tortoise. Luckily, Rishia was able to read the inscriptions on the wall, which was about the tortoise. They are forced to get out of the temple as it starts to collapse. Ost remembers how to defeat the spirit tortoise, and it's by getting inside its body and destroying its heart. So they head towards its heart. Later, on the way, they come across Lark, Therese, and Glass, who disguise themselves, but Naofumi soon knew that it was them. Lark promises him that they are not there to fight him this time. He suggests a truce with them because of their common goal, but Naofumi did not want to work with someone he'll have to fight later, so they go their separate ways. Ost led them to the tortoise heart, where a man's illusion was guarding it. This man, he is responsible for the broken seal of the tortoise. The wielder of the book vassal weapon, Kyo Ethnina, he vanishes, enabling the self-defense system of the heart. Naofumi shields them from the attack as Raphtalia cuts off the heart. Now Ost remembers everything, and before the spirit tortoise revives itself, She creates an opening that takes them to the deeper depth. It is revealed that she is not a familiar, but the physical manifestation of the spirit tortoise itself. Now the tortoise has regenerated its head and heart, and it prepares to attack the soldiers. Apparently, Kyo has captured the other 3 heroes. He is using their cardinal weapons as the backup power source. Victoria defends against the spirit tortoise, protecting the queen and her army. Lark and team joins them, but now every one of them was pinned down. When Kyo uses the gravity magic of the spirit tortoise, Rishia was able to resist the magic manipulating the key, and she fights him. Now Ost gives Naofumi the power of the spirit tortoise, enabling him and the others to escape from the gravity and attack him. Lark, with his team, along with Philo, went for the heart. Rishia was able to evade all the attacks thrown at her by Kyo. Not being able to defeat her, he went for the heroes, trying to take them hostage, but Rishia frees them and continue fighting him. Meanwhile, Victoria destroys the spirit tortoise's head. And at the same time, Lark's team destroys the heart. But Kyo still was able to defend the core. Naofumi tried to attack Kyo using his wrath shield, but he was unable to use it, as there was no hatred in him anymore. But because of this, Ost was able to unlock the powers that she has left within the shield, and she triggers a powerful attack from his shield, destroying the core. Kyo escaped with the remaining souls, opening up a portal to his world. Before taking her last breath, Ost tells Naofumi that he don't have to use the wrath shield anymore. Lark and his buddies followed through the portal. When Naofumi tries to use it as well, he was unable to do so, but Ost, using last of her power, grants him access. The 4 jumps through the portal to the other world as Ost dies. Naofumi, Rishia, and Raphtalia, who is now a kid, awakens finding themselves in a cell, and all their stats have dropped to level 1. They soon find that they are on an island with no way off, and Naofumi is worried about Philo since she is not with them. Later, they are attacked by a monster, but they were unable to fight it in their current levels. This girl called Kizuna saves them, killing the monster. She is one of the 4 cardinal heroes of her world. She explains that she has spent years imprisoned in this place, which is called the Infinite Labyrinth, and hasn't found a way out since then. She reveals to them the far end of the Infinite Labyrinth, Naofumi saying that it is a bug and apparently he knew a way to fix it. He put down a bioplant seed, which causes the room to swell up and explode by the tremendous growth of the plant. They were able to jump through, out of the labyrinth into the world of Kizuna. Now they are back to be able to see the countdown till the next wave. They head towards the Dragon Hourglass in the capital. Now on the way they level up, make some money, and buy weapons. They learn about this man who experiments on the hourglass, which allows normal people to teleport just as the heroes. Now Naofumi thought this must be Kyo's work, but it turns out to be someone else. They sneak into the capital during the blizzard, but Kyo had already set a trap for them. They fight their way past the guards and reach the hourglass, facing this man, Kazuki. Turns out that he is working with Kyo, and although Kizuna was able to reach and activate the hourglass, Raphtalia was unaffected by the rap. Kyo's taunting voice reveals that he left Raphtalia with him in the Infinite Labyrinth, only to take her away from him, before his very own eyes, to see his despair and anguish. Naofumi was unable to stop the rap, and gets teleported, leaving Raphtalia behind. He now want to get back to save Raphtalia, but they have already shut down the hourglass from the other end. This enrages him even more. With no other option, Kizuna takes them to Ethnobalt, the ship vassal weapon-bearer and an ancient rabbit beast, similar to Victoria. Ethnobalt creates a Shikigami for him. Using Raphtalia's hair, this small tanuki creature accompany them. Now Naofumi and Kizuna's Shikigami points them to the location where Raphtalia and Glass are. Seems they both are in the same location. Ethnobalt teleports them to their destination. As they move forward to find Raphtalia, Naofumi hears Philo scream from afar. He ran towards it, finally find her chained as a slave, mistreated, put on a show to perform. His anger, witnessing this, brings out the shield of wrath. But Rishia calmed him down so they could rescue her without causing her any harm. During the night, They sneak in to rescue Philo, but to their surprise, Philolials doesn't exist in this world, and Philo has taken the form of a humming fairy chick, and the servant talisman prevents her from transforming into a human. They rescue her, and Naofumi gives the slave trader a dose of his own medicine, driving him crazy. After getting captured, Raphtalia is taken to this mansion, atop the icy mountain. She gets put into this cell, along with Lark, Therese, and Glass, who got themselves captured by Kyo when they followed him through the portal. Now they are surprised to see that Raphtalia is somehow a kid. She tells them about landing on the Infinite Labyrinth and how they escaped there with Kizuna. Now Glass is happy and gets excited, knowing that her friend Kizuna is alive and well, but this causes her energy to drain. This prison cell is made to exhaust the people inside. The more they use their powers, the more depleted they get, but they still are able to use it. So Raphtalia uses her illusion magic. Grabbing the attention of the guard, she snatches the talisman hanging around his neck and hand it over to Glass. They blow up the cell and escapes. They head towards Sikul and help Raphtalia level up. They stumble upon a ceremony where the new katana vassal weapon hero will be selected. It is told that the vassal weapon will only heed the call of its rightful bearer. Now Kazuki tries to wield it, but it disappears and reappears in Raphtalia's hands. It was impossible for her to get rid of it, which is similar with the sacred weapons of the cardinal heroes. As she is now the wielder of a vassal weapon, the slave crest on her chest disappears. She runs off, leaving the team behind. And now, she turned into an adult. A woman who has served the previous katana wielders help her. She gave her change of clothes. When she step outside, Kazuki is there to take her katana for himself. Raphtalia gives him a chance to leave, but he went on to attack her, but he was no match for her. Now Kazuki's Byakko copies try to attack her, but she kills them, breaking no sweat. She then slit Kazuki's stomach, telling him not to move or he will die. She leaves as he begged her to return the katana. She is now completely worn out, and this giant clone of Byakko approaches her. She fears the worst. But Naofumi and Philo jumps towards the tiger, attacking it, and Kizuna finishes it off. Later, she reunites with Glass, Lark, and Therese, and learn that it is true that Glass, Lark, and Therese tried to kill Naofumi and the other 3 cardinal heroes, hoping that will stop the wave. Now she is disappointed on the 3. Kizuna is determined to do everything she can to find a way to stop it without any bloodshed. She took them to the blacksmith Romina to upgrade their armor, but they are attacked by this woman, Yomogi, who intends to kill them for Kyo. She gets overwhelmed by them. She believes that Kyo is doing everything he can to stop the wave. So Kizuna takes her to her house for questioning. Yomogi reveals that she and Kyo were childhood friends, and after seeing Naofumi's visceral reaction to him, she wants to find out the truth. The next day, as the group prepares to confront Kyo, Waves suddenly appears, teleporting Kizuna, Yomogi, Glass, Lark, and Therese away from the rest. When she saw Kyo's laboratory from afar, Yomogi painfully realizes that he was never trying to stop the waves, but was trying to create one. Now, Ethnobolt returns and take Naofumi and his team to Kyo's lab with help from Yomogi. Inside, they are attacked by chimeras. They are a fusion of human and a Byakko copy. Now Raphtalia finishes them off with a single strike. Kyo reveals Kazuki, who is revived now, but it turns out that it's not him anymore. His body was just used as a shell. He has forced the soul of the wielder of Mirror Vassal weapon. Leaving Raphtalia, Philo and Yomogi to deal with the zombie, Naofumi and Rishia went after Kyo. Now he faces off against Naofumi, making him increasingly angry to the point where he allows the Wrath Shield to activate, allowing the dragon to take over. Rishia tries to calm him down, but Naofumi is not in control anymore, and he almost kills her, berating her for her uselessness. She reminds him of his true connection with Raphtalia and Philo. Rishia was able to keep Kyo busy until he was able to get over the Wrath Shield. Ost's spirit guided him back. Now he regains control and uses the shield of the spirit tortoise, combined with the vassal weapon mirror, and destroys Kyo. Upon finishing their mission, they were teleported back to their world, saying goodbye to Kizuna. and everyone